Welcome back, everyone. And this one is more of the same, it seems, just a different attempt. A Chinese national charged with entering Trump's Mar-a-Lago was carrying malicious software planned to try to speak with a member of the president's family. A Chinese woman has been charged with making a false statement to the U.S. Secret Service after entering President Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago resort in Florida with a thumb drive that contained malicious software, court documents revealed Tuesday. A criminal complaint says the woman, and I am sorry I cannot pronounce that, was on the property on Saturday at around 12:15 p.m. while Trump was playing golf at the Trump International course nearby. She later claimed to the Secret Service that she was at the resort to attend a United Nations friendship event between China and the U.S. The complaint said that event did not exist, according to the complaint. Now, at this, we're going to go on and skip that first one, although it only changes a few words. The criminal complaint says the woman, a Chinese national, claimed that she had been sent there by a Chinese man whom she had only spoken with via an instant messaging platform to attend the event or an event at Mar-a-Lago and try to speak with a member of the president's family about Chinese and American foreign economic relations. The woman, 32, was on the luxury Palm Beach property on Saturday at around 12:15 p.m. while Trump was playing golf at his Trump International course nearby. She had passed by at least 5 Secret Service agents and, arriving in the main reception area of Mar-a-Lago, later claimed to the Secret Service that she was there to attend a United Nations friendship event between China and the U.S., the complaint said. That event did not exist, according to the complaint written by a Secret Service agent, which was signed by a judge in U.S. District Court in Southern Florida. However, the Miami Herald reported that the woman may have meant she planned on attending one of 2 events scheduled there by Cindy Yang, a Florida message parlor entrepreneur who has been identified as running a business that offered to sell access to Trump and his family. Yang's International Leaders Elite Forum, planned for Saturday at Mar-a-Lago, did not take place after the Herald reported that Yang had taken photos with Trump and other leading Republicans that she used to advertise her business. The other event, Safari Night, was also canceled. And years ago owned a massage parlor where New England Patriots owner Robert Kraft allegedly received sexual services for money in January. Kraft has been charged with soliciting prostitution in that case and has pleaded not guilty. The complaint against Zhang noted that she traveled past several signs clearly stating that the areas she was visiting were under the jurisdiction of the Secret Service and that persons entering without lawful authority are subject to arrest and prosecution. Zhang was found to be carrying 4 mobile phones, a laptop computer, an external hard drive, and a thumb drive. A preliminary forensic examination of the thumb drive determined it contained malicious software. The Secret Service said it does not decide who's invited or welcome at Mar-a-Lago, and the investigation was ongoing. A spokesman for Mar-a-Lago did not immediately respond to CNBC when asked for comment. Zhang, who is being held in federal custody pending a hearing, was charged with making false statements to a federal officer and entering or remaining in a restricted building or grounds. She faces up to 5 years in prison and a fine topping $250,000 if convicted. A lawyer for Zhang did not immediately return a request for comment. Trump was at Trump International golfing from 9:37 to 3:45 on Saturday while Zhang arrived at Mar-a-Lago, gained entrance to it, and was detained by Secret Service. He returned to Mar-a-Lago around 4 p.m. According to the criminal complaint, Zhang was admitted to Mar-a-Lago after passing through a Secret Service checkpoint where she presented an agent with 2 People's Republic of China passports bearing her name and photograph, the complaint said. After a Secret Service agent confirmed the ID, Mar-a-Lago security was unable to verify that Zhang was on the access list for the resort. Zhang said she was going to the pool, and a resort manager then told security that Zhang is the last name of a member of the Mar-a-Lago club, the complaint said. When Zhang was asked if the actual member of the club was her father, she did not give a definitive answer, according to the complaint. Zhang was allowed by Mar-a-Lago security to enter the property due to a potential language barrier issue. She was then picked up in a golf cart shuttle by Mar-a-Lago valet driver, who asked where she intended to go. She responded that she didn't know where she wanted to go, the complaint said. The valet driver then proceeded to drive her to the main reception area. The complaint said that after passing by 3 other Secret Service agents, Zhang exited the golf cart at a Secret Service magnetometer checkpoint where she spent about 20 seconds reading the restricted access signage before passing through the magnetometer. She then went into the main reception area of the club, according to the complaint. A reception asked her several times when she was there, and Zhang finally responded that she was there for a UN Chinese American Association event later in the evening, the complaint said. The receptionist knew this event did not exist on the property, as she has a complete list of events, the complaint said. Just to let you know, CNBC, you don't have to end everything with "the complaint said." You can bracket entire sections of a story with all of the above is according to the official complaint. A Secret Service agent was then notified after the receptionist checked all of the access lists for Mar-a-Lago to confirm whether Zhang was approved to be on the property and found that she was not authorized. Zhang reiterated to the agent she was there for the alleged United Nations event and showed a document written in Chinese that was supposedly her invitation to that non-existent function. The agent who wrote the complaint noticed Zhang's claim conflicted with her original claim to the first Secret Service agent, whom she told she was going to the pool. No swimming apparel was found to be in Zhang's possession. She was then taken off property for further interview. According to the complaint, Zhang freely and without difficulty talked to the agent in English. The agent told her she was not allowed on the resort grounds and that she had unlawfully gained access onto the protected grounds. During the interview, Zhang then became verbally aggressive with the agents and said she was detained and transported back to the Secret Service's resident office in West Palm Beach. At the office, Zhang was advised of her Miranda rights and she told agents that a Chinese friend named Charles had told her to travel from Shanghai, China to Palm Beach, Florida to attend this event and to speak with a member of the president's family about Chinese and American foreign economic relations. I'm actually going to stop here because you can see this goes on. This is really not a surprise. China is the number one competitor economically with the U.S. There are other countries that have good economies due to trade with us, but China is the number one competitor. If all of a sudden there was a great financial reward for Apple or Samsung or Google or IBM or Microsoft to remove Chinese business options and bring them back to the U.S., China would lose a lot of money. They also are a communist nation. We are not. Despite the supposed friendly work we've done with the Chinese government to ease the Korean Peninsula tension, they're still not an ally. They have not been an ally since 1941, when they allowed us to land our bombers there after Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and even then, we had problems. So all of this is a smokescreen. This woman was sent to infect computers and to do other damage. And of course, I'm now waiting on the ACLU, even though this woman is not American, or the Democrats to decry the blatant systemic racism in her arrest. Despite all of the information given, despite all of the evidence, we may hear from Senator Feinstein, whose driver was apparently a Chinese government official, allegedly a spy, for many years, that this woman is, of course, a political target and should be released and allowed to return home. How long until we hear Maxine Waters or Kamala Harris scream about how she was targeted for her race or gender, and maybe even that the evidence might have been planted or tampered with? It won't surprise me at all for any of those to happen. It won't surprise me at all for this story to be buried. Either way, there are certain things even CNBC or MSLSD cannot hide from. And if this woman is proven to actually be an espionage agent, then they really can't say anything to mitigate that. If it's all muddy waters, then of course they and the Democrats and so on will be out screaming and yelling all they can, as opposed to doing their job in Congress, about how this blatant racist arrest of a political prisoner must be undone. All of this needs to stop. We need to send a clear message back to China that they cannot send people, from, no matter who is actually doing the sending, to try to influence our government or try to negatively impact members of the first family. Imagine if this had happened between 2009 and 16 and 17 when Barack Obama was in office. Imagine someone sending a an agent with all of that information and all of that equipment, including malicious software, to try and meet with Michelle or another member of Obama's family, or even just sending them to where he was at the time because they didn't like that golf course. It's just a coincidence he was there. They would have been dropped into the black hole of Calcutta. But now that Donald Trump is president, we are to, once again, ignore the law. Thankfully, this was an arrest by the Secret Service, not West Palm Beach Police, not a Florida sheriff, not even Florida Highway Patrol. This was the Secret Service, and they take their job very, very seriously. So, at least in that respect, I doubt the Democrats can do more than cry and whine. But I've talked long enough on this one. Let me know what you think. Keep the comments classy and civil. Again, we don't learn from arguments, we learn from debates. And of course, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel so that you can stay up with all the new content, including the new rabbit holes I'll be going down before too much longer. Until then, everyone, have a wonderful day.